By way of a show of hands, how many people tomorrow will be watching the Mizzou football game? Actually, not me. The schedule was unkind to me. I have Mass at 10 and 12, and the game is at 10:30. But there is mercy in the world. I received a package today. Return address only said heaven. I opened it up to see what I might find. There's a video and a note that says, because of the sacrifice you were willing to make, your willingness to let go of watching the game, I will show you the outcome, the final play of the game, if you want to see it. Well, I'm all over that. The note said, as you watch this play, there are 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Mizzou is down by 4. If you don't want to know the outcome tomorrow, close your eyes now. But if you want to watch with me.
Three-man rush. Daniel still looking for somebody open. Retreats on the move, complete. Alexander scores.
See, aren't you glad you came to Mass tonight? There was one P.S. Nobody who came to Mass tonight was allowed to bet on tomorrow's game. Okay, all sports fans know obviously that was Mizzou, Kansas, of course. But it strikes me that we would do well to spend a few minutes talking football and what it might teach us about life. 1, in advance of any football game, especially a big game like tomorrow's, you can be sure that the teams are watching plenty of game tape to learn what they can know. Of course, they watch their opponents, but they're also watching their own play, their strengths and successes, as well as their weaknesses and limitations. They want to see everything they can to be as prepared as possible. 2, each player and coach goes into a game like this knowing this about themselves. How I play my role is crucial, and I am not the whole team. How I play my role is crucial, but I am not the whole team. 3, during the game, there are a lot of decisions that you've got to make. And some of them are kind of risky. Do we go for it on 4th down? Do we punt? Do I try to intercept this pass, or do I step back for the sure tackle? And you never know for sure. You make the decision, and then you live with the outcome. There's a couple of other things that you learn as you play sports in general, not just a football game, of course, but 4, no matter how much you've prepared, you still have to adjust on the fly sometimes because the play will break down, or the coverage wasn't quite what you expected, or they throw a new blitz package at you, or whatever. 5, you don't win every down. You don't win every game. And 6, you get a little beat up along the way. On this feast of Mary, Mother of God, I would suggest that there are some parallels with Mary's life. Never in my life would I think of Mary as a football player, but I think there are some parallels to the lessons of football to her life. In today's gospel, we just heard the first. After all of these wild events had happened in her life, the annunciation from an angel, the birth of this child, the visit of shepherds and magi, the scriptures today say that Mary treasured all these things and reflected on them in her heart. It's not exactly watching game tape, but it's the same thing. She's looking back at her life and what's been, to try to understand it. What did she learn from this? What's been happening? She's trying to reflect and learn to listen to what life is teaching her. 2, going into an unknown future, Mary knew that how she played her role was crucial. And 2, that she was not the whole team. She was not in it alone. 3, Mary would experience so many risks, and she had to make decisions and then live with her consequences. Mary would not win all of her battles, and Mary would get beat up and wounded along the way. I guess maybe there's one more thing. There's lots of cliches that athletes and coaches use, not all of which they live. And one is, it doesn't really matter whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. And while not all athletes or coaches really mean that or live it, Mary did. She lost it all. But she played the game with integrity. She lived her life humbly and truly and purely. And so, my brothers and sisters, I believe that there are lessons for us. It is the dawn of a new year for us. We sit on the edge of this year ending and this new year beginning. I will offer a few questions from football with a brief pause for each, just for a moment of reflection. 1, will you watch any game tape from your life? Will you take time to look back at this year and to learn from it? To see where your strengths were, your weaknesses, the hand of God. What will you learn from this past year? 2, as you go into this next year, what do you need to do to play your position well? This might be part of that reflection. If you get a journal, get some time in quiet. Yeah, what's the position you're given on the team? And what do you need to do to play that position well? And who else is on your team? I know this. While I don't know what this year will hold for anybody, and I know that there are a few things we can count on, there will be a lot of decisions that we have to make. Some of them are risky, and you just never know for sure. But you got to make the decisions and live with the results. And sometimes all that you can do is just do the best that you can, and that will have to be good enough. And 2, no matter how much you've prepared for this year and how much you've planned out how it should go and what it should look like, there will be times when you have to adjust on the fly. It just won't go according to the game plan. Defense will break down, or there will be some challenge that you will face that you never expected. And I think it's good to know up front that you won't win them all. No one wins all the battles. And sometimes it's even important to lose. And no one who makes it through this year and sits here again 1 year from now, if we've lived authentic lives, there's no one that wouldn't have gotten a little bit beat up along the way. And I guess the ultimate question, how will you play the game? For Mary, it was not winning and losing. It was the authenticity of her life. And how about you and I? When we sit here 1 year from now, will we be able to say, I stayed true to what I said was true? And maybe I lost along the way, and maybe we got beat up, but you know what? I'll hold my head high because I played this year with integrity as I was called to do. It is the eve of a new year, and if not a whole new game, it's at least a new set of downs. Blessed New Year.
Well, hello, Big Al. Nice jersey. Bizzoo. You're pretty excited, aren't you? Your jersey smells a little bit like sweat. Like sweat? I see. Macho, I see. Well, Big Al, macho isn't the most important thing. No, not by a long shot. Now, I think football can be really fun, but what matters is mostly how we live our lives, don't you think? Paper. Oh, yeah, you see the newspaper? I don't know if anybody saw the sports page today, but see, there's Coach Pinkel, and he's hugging Lucas Knoll, one of the players. Cool. Not macho, no. I wasn't. That's a moment of love. But guess what, Big Al? What? I baptized that kid. No. I did when he was little. Whoa, you're famous. No, I'm not famous. I'm just doing my job, dude. But anyway, good game. Oh, that won't help him have a good game. I hope he has a good game. But even more so, I hope he lives a good life. Football's nice, but it doesn't matter all that much. What really matters is how we live the game of life, that we play hard, that we're fair, that we're true. You get beat up along the way, but if you stay true, Big Al, win or lose, it's worth it. Go, Mizzou. Oh, boys and girls, some of you might play sports or not. Some of you might like watching or not. But I pray that as this new year is about to begin, we'll take enough time to learn from this past year and live well this precious gift of a new set of downs this year.